don't even know if they're safe.
You're better off cooking your own food.
For sure.
Go
You know what's in
it.
it.
Yeah, go to the
And
grocery
then read
store
what's in the food you're buying.
and cook your own food.
Yeah. That's why we meal prep all week.
Cook
And I can't tell you the difference in health I felt since. It changed my body. Like I said, I went from 305, 47% body fat, and made a life change and, fixed my diet. Knew what was going in my body. No more soda. No more beer. Yeah, I like my red wine. I get it.
I like my Simply Spiked.
I get it. You're gonna have your vice. I have mine. You allow yourself the one reward that you want to have. Just don't let it be everything you eat. Like if you got that one thing, just also know that when you have it, what you're having, right? It's like we all sin, right? Do you sin at every single thing you do? No, but you're gonna have that one vice that you just kind of screw up on. All right, in your diet, maybe you just have that one thing, and let that be like, I worked all week, I want that treat, or I worked really hard today, I want my glass of wine. Whatever it is, just don't let it be everything you eat.
Yeah, don't let it become you.
Right.
But when I say you, don't let it be an everyday thing all day or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. There's lots of people I know that just they eat fast food all day long. Every day.
Every day.
And
all day.
And they're like, well,
every meal.
I ate the chicken. Yeah, but what was that cooked in? How many seed oils and all the other product that was in that, and where's that chicken from? How much steroids and how much antibiotics and all the other BS that's in that chicken? How much of it is real chicken? You don't know. That's just, have you ever watched how a chicken nugget is made? Watch, go on YouTube and look how chicken nuggets are made. It's a paste. It's not even real meat, half of it.
Shit, a lot of the stuff that we consume nowadays isn't real meat.
No. Taco Bell, they use a blended powder paste and put water in it and it turns into a meat.
I mean, to be honest, if everything is mass produced, right?
It can't be real.
It can't. Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. Unless you got your own farm and you're growing your own vegetables or whatever the case may be. With all the people that's on this, well, I ain't even gonna say on the earth, but all the people that's in the United States, how much of what we eat is actual meat?
Yep.
Think for real, that's something that you may want to try to wrap your mind around, right? And especially with all the farms and everything being bought out, Bill Gates and his people buying up all the farmland, right? And we know because of his TED Talks and things like that, what his agenda is, right? Yeah. So with him having, don't get me wrong, don't quote me on this, but I know he has about 60%.
I think it's 40. I think it's 40% at least. Maybe last I looked, but you could be right. He keeps buying it up.
Right. So let's just say between 40 and 60% of the farmland.
Right.
Right.
China's buying in too, though.
And me personally, should nobody from another country be able to come here and buy land?
We can't do it there.
No, because we can't do it there.
We can't buy land in China. No chance.
Right? So how is it that they can come here and do that, but we can't go over there and come on, bro, stop playing with me. That's the most asinine thing I ever heard of.
Because your government leaders are taking bribes or taking money. They're going to sell that and they're going to get that money.
And yet we think either being a Democrat or Republican is the thing to do. We are retarded. I'm sorry.
We're ignorant, for sure. For sure.
Stop it. And we think that one side is better than the other.
Well, we fight each other. They're all making money.
They're making millions upon millions.
And they're laughing how we fight each other.
Stop it.
You ever seen that movie Trading Places?
Yes.
Where they end up at the end of it?
End up being friends because you had two people from different spectrums. One thought he was better until they showed you that no, you could be poor just like this guy. To when they, at the end, they became friends and showed the two rich people, okay, since this is how y'all, this is the game y'all want to play.
They ruined somebody's life.
Right.
And what was the value of the bet they bet?
$1.
$1.
One whole dollar that they can ruin somebody's life.
Yeah.
And karma kicked them in the pants. Because the two people that they use as a project or a bet came together and showed them, hey, we can do exactly the same thing y'all do, but on a grander scale. And they did that. So now you two sorry saps are now pouring out on the streets when we living in a lap of luxury. So now if we all took that approach, all 400 or 500 something people in Congress or the Senate or whatever, they wouldn't know what to do if we all decided to band as brothers and sisters and get together and do what we need to do. Because this is our country.
Yeah.
We're the citizens who put in all the work. We are those people who put in all the work and do what's necessary while they sit behind their gated communities and look down on us.
Yeah.
Because they think we're stupid.
Well, they call us feeders.
Yeah, bottom feeders.
But we're just feeders to them. Like we're useless feeders. That's how they see you. So that's why they want to control you. All right. So you got BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, the three biggest companies, corporations out there that buy all of everything. Right? They own all your media. They own all your major food corporations. They buy stock. Like all your social media, all your pharmaceutical companies. They're invested heavily in all of these things. And they want to control you. So now, when they get you obese on your food, they also profit on the medication you need, because now you need that medication to help you with your weight problem and your diabetes and all the other health issues you have from the inflammation, all the sugars you're having. There is so many more problems. It all starts with your food. That's the number one thing that a human, we have to have food.
Your food is your medicine.
They poison your food. Now they can make profits off of your medication and through the hospital and all the surgeries you need. It's just nothing but profit to them. That's all they care about is how much can I put this one person through, and do that on a mass scale.
Because remember, we're consumers.
Exactly.
We are consumers. They've made it to where we are consumers in a capitalistic society. So whatever they can capitalize on, they're gonna do it.
So in my way of thinking is like your Congress, your Senate, like your government.
Yeah, it's just the government, period. All of them.
The way it's supposed to be is they are supposed to be representatives of the people. They're supposed to speak for us, right? They no longer speak for us. They now see themselves as mouthpieces for these large corporations and to tell us what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They've turned into dictators in a sort. And people have become so like you said, Republican and Democrat, instead of being free, independent thinkers. Like, we're both independents. We don't belong. I belong to the party of Chris.
I belong to the party of Tyrone. I want what's best for your family, and I would hope you want what's best for my family.
Right.
And that's how it should be.
Right.
But they have us fighting amongst each other as if one side is better than the other. And no, we all want the same thing. I want to see my kid grow up, go to college, have a family, have grandkids. And
Right.
I know, and I can imagine that you want the same thing.
Own a home.
Right? Own a home.
That's
Like,
unattainable anymore right now.
So come on, people. Like, we all want the same things, but there are individuals that are stifling our growth. Yes, there are things that can help us. However, everybody doesn't have the same opportunities to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because if you have 5 people, 6 consuming, or they have more wealth than 80% of the people in the United States. Like, that's a problem. That's an absolute problem.
Yeah.
But we don't see it that way. We congratulate those folks and
Worship.
and rightfully
Worship.
so. They've earned their keep.
Yeah.
But how much is too much?
How easy it is to control.
Or better yet, how much is enough?
There's never enough of them.
Right? How much is enough?
For the people. When are you going to take a stand?
Right? Because all the money that they send to these different countries, right? And if our government decided they wanted to be generous, for all the money they send over to these other countries, i.e., Israel, or what's the other
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
$8 billion.
We've spent more money in Ukraine. You
can give each family, each registered family or whatever the case, $1 million. Easily.
I don't know.
Easily.
Might be up there. Might be close.
What you mean? 8 billion? Okay, let's it's
well, what's what 300?
Let's just say
300 billion now in Ukraine. What is it? Or is it 300 million? Are we?
we're in the billions.
Is it we in the billions?
We're in the billions. Yes, we're in the billions. Stop it.
Okay.
It's 300. Let's just say, conversation wise, there are 350
million people. Voters.
Here.
Right. That means adults.
Right. Okay.
Registered adults. Yeah.
350 million registered adults. Let's just say that. That's enough money to give each family $1 million. We're not talking each person, but each family $1 million. Easily. And you send it $8 billion?
See, here's the problem though. They ain't giving it to us. Because it's our money already. That was our tax dollars.
So that's what I'm saying. So
the government never made that. That wasn't their money.
Exactly.
It's
so
the
what I'm
people's
saying,
money.
So again, so let's for conversations purposes.
Right. Okay.
If each person, we're putting all this money,
in a pot.
We're putting all this money in a pot.
A socialist idea, yeah.
Right? We're putting all this money into a pot. Whatever, just for conversation purposes. We're putting all this money into a pot. Okay. And then this pot of money gets to a certain amount.
Because you trust your leaders to do the right thing.
You trust your leaders. So now, once this pot of money reaches a certain goal, okay, you can give each family of registered voters $1 million. You can have $1.5 million. Because there's 350 million registered voters. That's the conversation. That's what we're gonna go with. There's 350 million.
I'd love somebody to do the math and tell us what you could do with how much money has been spent in Ukraine.
You sent $8 billion. I'm telling you, this is the conversation.
That's just recent. Yes. How much overall, though?
I don't care about overall, but I'm just saying the recent amount, $8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
You can give each family at least $1 million. At least.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
So here,
and then on top of that, hold on, I'm sorry. And then on top of that, you just had the hurricane in North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
But y'all decided to send $8 billion to Ukraine and Israel. What about the families that's affected by this flood or this hurricane? Come on, bro, stop it.
And they gave $750,
right?
What'd they do in Maui?
$750. But yet, people will sit here and say, "Hey, let's vote for this person, or let's vote for that person."
Yeah.
Come on, man, stop it.
So look at it like this. Let's say you work for a company, and that company, they pay you. It's like, this is a bad way to look at it, but let's just say they pay you, but they require you give them 30% of your income that you work for back to them, and then that company, instead of using it for your retirement fund and all these other things like they promised you were going to do, they've been giving it to another company to start up. And now when you get retired, you got no money.
You have nothing.
It's the same example.
You have absolutely nothing.
They're taking our money that they promised that's going to be there for us later, for the things that we're supposed to be able to use, and they're giving it somewhere else. That's what's happening. And you keep voting these people in. Think about it.
Okay, so watch this. When Bush Jr. was president.
Oh, you mean when Dick Cheney was president?
No.
That's who was really running the show.
No, it's not that he was running the show, but watch this. So
Okay.
Bush Jr. was the president. His vice president was the CEO
Halliburton.
of Halliburton.
Yeah.
And in that process, Halliburton was the main company that was over in Iraq
Rebuilding.
doing all the building, bro.
Yeah. And you can't see that.
Come on.
I know. And now you want to know why we're in all these wars again. Because this is no different than BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. They're also invested in the military industrial complex too. So now when we're at war and we're spending all this money, our tax dollars, like when we say we're giving it to Ukraine, we're not really giving it to Ukraine. We're not really giving it to Israel. We're giving it to these military industrial complexes. Like what's the name of the military? Like I'm so much on food and health right now. I forget the name of the military contract companies. But we're giving it. It's never leaving the States. It's going straight to these corporations. And now once we spent it on that, then all the destruction comes. And when the war is finally over, we send in more companies in there, like you said, Halliburton, to go clean up the mess and rebuild. It's more money to them.
Yeah, it's way more.
None
money
of it's going to the American people.
No, bro, it's going to these corporations, and then to these politicians that have an invested interest in this, which they have stock and everything like that. That's why when they go in, that's why when they go in, some of them they have like their net worth is like 250,000 net worth.
No,
right? Your net worth.
How much was AOC worth when she went in there as a bartender?
Oh my God, her net worth. Like they just did a study on her. Right when she went in, her net worth was like $250K.
No, not when she was a bartender. No, I bet she was worth 15,000.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say 15 grand in her bank account when she got in there.
Maybe that's 15 grand. Right now, this lady is worth like $3 million.
Millions.
Yeah. $3 million.
Yeah.
But your salary is like between 150 400,000.
150,000 probably.
Right now, all of a sudden you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
Come on, man, stop it. They all have a vested interest.
Yeah.
No matter what side you on, which is like what puzzles me with us as civilians, how we just don't understand that. And it's like, oh, the Republican side is the best side, or the Democrat side is the best. No, they're all in bed together, because if you look at it, they're all there together. They're all in the same buildings together. They have conversation. They go to lunch. They try to figure out the best way. Hey, yes, they're strategic with what they do. And it's a lot that I can say, and it's a lot that I can't say based on what I do for a living. Because I'm not trying to get myself jammed up. But I need y'all to understand, a lot of things that go on behind closed doors is not the benefit of the people.
No.
It's not. And again, a lot of people might say what we're saying is opinion based. That's how you feel. I respect that.
Your news media is opinion based.
Right? But I challenge you to do your own research, because the information is out there. It's out there. You know what they say? Like, the vice president, she could be a good person. She also can be a bad person. Donald Trump, he could be a good person. He also could be a bad person. Two things can be true. So stop idolizing these people and do your research to see what their policies are and see what they stand for.
Yeah. And who have they appointed for certain things to do things?
Yes.
Right.
Because they have people behind the scenes.
They're handlers.
That are doing their bidding.
So, I know you don't like that one,
right?
But they're handlers.
Right, yeah. So understand that aspect of how things work. We got to understand that. We got to understand that.
Who really owns those people? And there's something I'll say too is, if the media loves them, Be careful.
Man, please be careful.
There's a reason the media is pushing that person.
And
Because who owns your media? Those 3 corporations I told you. That's who owns your media. And who else owns them is the people that advertise. So when you see political ads nonstop, who do you think that media is going to push? Whoever advertises the most and puts the most money with them. That's what they're going to push. And there's going to be a reason you're going to see a heavily sided one-way view. It's just question everything.
so here's something for y'all. So I'm old enough to know this. Back in the day, before he ran for president and all this, all the black folks, you know, his thing, photo ops. He was taking pictures with all, you know what I'm saying, all the black celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
When I say he, I mean Donald J. Trump. He was taking photos with all the black folks. Everybody loved Donald Trump. He was on everybody's talk show, all this stuff. So when he decided to become president, all of a sudden he's racist. Okay, cool.
He was a Democrat his whole life.
Right? That's the narrative they're gonna push. All right, here's something on the flip side. The vice president has had or has one of the worst ratings. Now all of a sudden, she's the darling. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
right? So I'm saying it's the narratives of how things are pushed to you to make you feel a certain way about an individual.
Yeah.
And when I say people are lazy, you're being influenced by what the idiot box is telling you to feel.
Yeah.
Versus doing your own research to see what's actually going on with said persons. And this is why me and Chris tell you, like, we are the party of our own, of oneself, because we understand the grand scheme of things.
When you try to tell me how to think or what to think,
I have a problem with that.
yeah, I'm automatically going to go, no, something wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong with that.
Nope. I'm checking out on what you're telling me right now.
Right? Something's
I'm not
wrong
going to
with that.
listen. Not doing it.
Because for those, and this is for those who went to college.
Ooh.
I don't even want to say it. For those who went to school, like when you were doing your
Re-education
studies,
camps is what I'm calling them.
when you were doing your studies, right? What was one of the things they told you? Trust nobody's information but your own. That was one of the things you learned.
Used to be.
Even still, like some of the good schools, trust nobody's information but your own, right? So you have to do your research. You know what I'm saying? When you're coming up with your thesis papers and all that, trust nobody's information but your own. So what you find out and what you come up with, your conclusion is that's the information that you gathered, and that's your synopsis. That's your conclusion. That's the information that you came up with. So why is it different when it comes to political parties? Like, why are we not doing our research on these people? Why are we just accepting what the media gives us about said persons? I don't understand that.
Because people want to belong. They want to belong to a political party. They want to belong to a cult that a lot of people are alone in this world. And they feel the only way to be accepted, because here's the problem with technology today. Here's the problem that we love the gym. We find pleasure in pain in ourselves because we need to push. We need something to just be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people today who have no difficult decisions in their life, really, other than just I don't know. They just don't have anything pushing them. And so now they're so willing to listen to others, they will trust them. And then when they go online, you don't know what's real or not. There's so many bot accounts. You have no idea, but when you get that like, or you get that heart, or you get that comment that says, yeah, great job of making that person feel like shit, you feel validated and you feel amazing because you put someone down that had a different view than them, than just saying, okay, I see your point. This is my view, but make it your own. Don't regurgitate bullshit that you're watching on that box and go and push it out there. And then you feel good because you use that information against somebody else online. You won't know if it's real or not. Maybe it's real, But guess what? You just hurt someone's feelings. But if you were in person, you wouldn't say that to them. You don't look that person in the eye and say nasty shit to their face and try to put them down in person.
Right.
You see an avatar, and now you feel it's okay to do. You feel validated to do that, and then all of a sudden you get these likes and these other people commenting, "Yeah, fuck him," and you feel great. Now you're in that group, that cult. You just became part of that, and now you have that identity, and you feel amazing.